Welcome back. I'm Kevin, and today we're tackling a critical challenge in structural engineering. Corrosion of reinforcing steel and concrete structures, from bridges to parking garages. Corrosion can compromise durability, but advanced solutions such as galvanic anodes, rebar coatings, and corrosion inhibitors offer robust defense. Joining me today is Rick Ellingson, a professional engineer and mitigation expert with MTI-TV. Thanks for being here, Rick.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Corrosion is a very pervasive issue. They say corrosion never sleeps. It's the silent destroyer. And today we're going to talk about several tools that we have to prevent that from happening.
Without further ado, let's get started with galvanic anodes. Can you explain their role in corrosion mitigation for our audience?
Sure. Galvanic anodes are sacrificial metals that get connected to the reinforcing steel in our concrete structures. And this anode is primarily composed of zinc and is going to preferentially corrode and give off its electrons to the reinforcing steel.
How do galvanic anodes compare to other corrosion prevention methods, such as rebar coatings or inhibitors?
Yeah, so each method targets a different stage of corrosion. I like to compare galvanic anodes to a battery, where you're going to be supplying the reinforcing steel with electrons to extend its service life. Because corrosion is essentially just a loss of energy. The steel wants to go back home where we dug it out of the ground as iron ore. And so if we can prevent that by giving it electrons, we'll be able to keep these structures strong and lasting longer. Rebar coatings are a preventative measure. This is commonly used in new structures, but then also in repair situations too, where you're removing the bad concrete, you see corrosion on the bar, clean up that corrosion, put a rebar coating on there. It's a very economical solution. And then we have migrating corrosion inhibitors, or MCIs. These are chemical compounds that get applied to the surface of the concrete, and they migrate through the matrix of the concrete and perform a passive protective layer on the steel, like a thin shield on the rebar. And these are really best for early stage corrosion, or also in less harsh environments.
What about performance and limitations of some of these methods that we're discussing?
Sure. So each method has distinct strengths and constraints. Galvanic anodes, they'll deliver reliable cathodic protection for 10 to 20 years, but they're limited by the finite amount of zinc that the anode has. MTI-TV offers several different types of galvanic anodes, different sizes and different weights. MAPA I are internal galvanic anodes. They deliver a long-lasting protective current thanks to a special conductive paste that gets coated onto the zinc. And this also helps keep the resistance low, much lower than a lot of other galvanic anodes on the market that have that thick mortar shell. MAPA I is optimized with the zinc plate design. So it has a very high surface area of zinc, and this is going to really provide a better performance. And then it also complies with ISO 12696, which is the global standard for cathodic protection in concrete. Rebar coatings on reinforcing steel provide an additional layer of protection in concrete, and they act as a barrier to moisture, oxygen, and chlorides. We have a single component cementitious product called MAPA 1K. This bonds great to steel. It also can be used for helping bond concrete, and it offers great alkalinity and helps maintain a passive film on the steel surface. We also have PlentyBond 3C. So this is a 3-component cementitious, moisture-tolerant, water-based, epoxy-modified corrosion inhibiting bonding agent. So this is going to have a much more impermeable barrier that resists chlorides penetration, and this works great in harsher environments, and this will reduce the risk of corrosion and initiation to extend the life of these repairs. And then we have MCIs, as mentioned earlier. These extend the corrosion initiation by 5 to 15 years in moderate conditions, but they have limited efficacy in high chloride environments or in situations where you have advanced corrosion already taking place. The penetration depth is typically 2 to 4 inches through the concrete cover, the matrix there. Pay close attention to making sure that it has a uniform application. MTI-TV offers 2 different products for the MCIs. We have the MAPA CI 100 and the MAPA CI 110. The 110 has a chemical additive that creates a water repelling barrier on the surface as well. So it not only is reducing some of the corrosion stuff, but you're also keeping the water from getting into the concrete as well.
We're here in South Florida today. Can you share some projects where some of these products are being used?
Yeah. So we just did a great project just south of us here in Miami at the Freedom Tower, where galvanic anodes were installed all throughout this to extend the service life of this 1920s building. Mapifur 1K, our rebar coating, was recently used at a wastewater treatment plant to provide protective coating to the steel.
This is a powerful toolkit for engineers and contractors alike. Thanks, Rick, for breaking down these corrosion mitigation strategies.
Yeah, you're welcome, Kevin. We got galvanic anodes, rebar coatings, corrosion inhibitors. Using these tools can really help us extend the life of these structures.
Very important, Rick. For more details about MAPE's structural strengthening solutions and battling corrosion in concrete, visit our website or consult a MAPE specialist today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.